What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, today we're watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super. Hey, shout out to all the new subscribers as well. We watching Beyond Dragon Ball Super. Ultra Ego Vegeta Destructive Resolve. Beerus helps Vegeta breaks free. All right. All right. So we gotta get into this, man.
As our story now continues back on Beerus' planet with infected Ultra Ego Vegeta being shown having to attack Goku on Cobra's command, as with Goku himself also now being shown having to be taken back by this, was when Cobra then went on to continue that no good excuse for a destroyer Beerus was a fool to overlook the favor that he owes me, and thus will need to learn the hard way. And as each of these Saiyans start to fall to Vegeta, my influence will be reborn through them, just as it was with Vegeta, no longer mere warriors, but harbingers of destruction who will serve under my universe. Cobra continues, for this will be a living testament to my will and vision, through which Universe 14's dominance is asserted over this one, with Angel Merlith responding, and I have no doubt that you will be successful with your plan, Lord Cobras, but what if a scenario were to be presented where Vegeta is unable to bring these Saiyans down into submission? Merlith questions. Whatever will you go and do then? With Cobras responding, then I will do what must be done and destroy them all without batting an eye, for I will not tolerate any form of failure, especially towards those who are said to represent me. With Goku now being shown rubbing his face by them responding, oh, what the heck, Vegeta? You nearly went and could have broken my jaw just now. Oh, this is just crazy, because just when we thought that things couldn't get any worse than what they already were, now we're just stuck here having to deal with Vegeta, who is under that destroyer's control now too. Oh, I've got to try and stop him, but
I hear my fan in the background. It's hot. Sorry.
Of his, but then it was just before Goku was shown even having the opportunity to collect himself, where from out of nowhere, that was when Ultra Ego
Come on, Vegeta, fight
back in, as Goku then went on to shout, whoa, hold on, wait! You've got to try and break out of whatever sort of control that this god of destruction has over you. Don't do this, Vegeta, with Vegeta having to then utter,
now die, Kakarot!
In which upon that very moment, with
he's always trying to control
being
Vegeta,
shown knocking Goku back even more so, was when Whis went on to then chime in. Well, I find this to be quite interesting, especially since Vegeta has always been known for being a warrior with great pride and immense power, but, well, to see him swayed so drastically like this suggests a divine intervention, right, Lord Cobras? So what exactly have you done? With Cobras responding, Whis, you're the only one in this miserable universe whom I've always had respect for, and as your intuition serves you well, but yes, my venom has woven itself into Vegeta's very being, augmenting his Saiyan prowess with the absolute essence of destruction itself. And since Beerus wasn't willing to do the favor in owning up for the favors that I've done for him, then under my guidance, he will be instrumental in forging a new legacy of power and dominance for Universe 14, and as I go and build it off the very backs of those whom Beerus deems to be his own here in Universe 7, an eye for an eye, right, Whis? His venom of destruction, though incredibly lethal, Beerus went on to chime in from out of nowhere, can still be reversed if the intended target can find it within themselves to break free by channeling their own power to draw the venom out of their body.
Okay.
Hold on now, Cobras went on to say to himself, why does Beerus look the way he currently does? For he didn't look like this before I went and took Vegeta with me back to Universe 14, which could only mean one thing. Yes, as I should have known that it would. You were likely locked in battle against Lord Reno, weren't you, Destroyer? It has to be. Of course, for I can see it written all over your face, Cobras continues. Now, hurry and tell me, Merlith, is this true? Is Beerus a complete mess because of his battle with Lord Reno? It just has to be, with Angel Merlith responding, yes, I believe so, for Lord Reno must have been granted the permission to go and fight Lord Beerus, which is likely why Lord Beerus appears to be in very poor condition, which only means that their battle must have taken place shortly after we left, Lord Cobras. I knew it. I knew you'd fail to live up to your title against someone like Lord Reno, Beerus.
Damn,
just
he cooking
look at
you
how
on
embarrassing this is to.
How many times did Beerus get punked on his own planet? I don't like this.
You in
I don't like
this
this beard.
position, Cobras went on to point out by shouting, I knew you'd choke because the moment I came down onto this planet and saw you, I knew that there was something different. But then, it was just upon that very moment to where out in the distance, a gigantic aura burst was then seen having to occur as Beerus went on to then respond. Ignoring him, it looks as though Goku was left with no other choice than to use his absolute and full power against Vegeta, and if he hopes to try and break through his mental in getting through to him, with Whis responding, which will not be an easy feat for Goku to accomplish here, but if Goku can somehow find a way to help Vegeta break through Lord Cobras' mental control, then all the power in the world to him, but I do believe that it'll solely be up to Vegeta to manage if he hopes to truly break free, Whis continues. And unless Goku were to somehow go and allow for his relaxed and forgiving nature to take over, then, well, I'm afraid that Vegeta will ultimately push through this and annihilate Goku before he'd even have the chance to respond. To which back on over with Goku now shown having to unleash the power of Ultra Instinct and doing his best to try and endure Vegeta was when Goku then went on to continue, you've got to try and calm down and come to reason with yourself, Vegeta. This isn't you. This isn't who you are, and you know that it isn't. Don't let that God of Destruction twist your mind into making you believe that this is who you are, Vegeta. I don't want to have to hurt you. That God of Destruction is using you as a pawn to pit you up against us all.
No, you will be destroyed, Kakarot!
You have to look past what that destroyer is forcing you to do and understand that we are not your enemies here, Vegeta. You are far above what he's trying to turn you into. You've got to try and reverse whatever it was that he did to you, Vegeta. I don't want to have to fight you like this. And I know that there's a part of you that is still fighting.
Not Goku hit him with the no talk, no jutsu.
This wasn't you when Babidi tried to take over your mind, nor is this the real you by having that God of Destruction warp your soul like this, Vegeta. But then, it was only just within the heat of the moment as infected Ultra Ego Vegeta went on to uppercut Goku in the stomach was when Vegeta then went on to shout,
Liar! You know nothing of who I am or who I serve, for Lord Cobras has ordered for you to be brought down into submission, Kakarot.
Oh, shit.
Well, it's apparent that although Vegeta is currently not fully in control of his actions against Goku and failing to remember on not only who he is, Whis went on to chime in, but of the gravity of what he is currently doing, which nevertheless, I can't help but shake this feeling that Vegeta is not all truly gone under there, with Angel Molith chiming in, you seem to be sure of yourself that there is, brother, and why do you think that is? With Whis responding, well, that's because we know Vegeta, and even if Vegeta is gone within the moment, I have no doubt that he will ultimately find himself and regain his true self before he is truly lost under Lord Cobras. That's assuming the opposing Saiyan that Vegeta is battling against can even reach him in time in making any sort of difference, which he won't, Cobras went on to then chime in. But I will say, watching this Saiyan wield the power of Ultra Instinct like this fascinates me, for he will be a great addition to our army.
Cobras, damn, stop trying to bite niggas
into submission before me. But I'm more interested in what you have to say about all of this, Beerus. So what's wrong? This is the first time that I've heard you be so quiet for someone who is mainly known for running their mouth. And so did Lord Reno embarrass you that badly that you have nothing more to say
cooking
to
you
me,
on your own
Beerus? I don't
universe.
like this God of Destruction, and he's really starting to annoy me now, Broly went on to utter, with Whis chiming in, whoa, easy now, Broly. Let us remain here for the time being and see how this will play out, to which as Goku was then shown creating distance between him and Vegeta was when Goku then went on to respond, man, he's tough, for it looks like his body is also able to absorb a lot more punishment than usual, as it only seems to be infuriating him that much more. Oh, listen to me, Vegeta, I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to hurt you, especially if you aren't in full control of your actions. You'll destroy us all if you continue to follow Lord Cobras' orders like this. You have to try and break free. Nothing to say, Beerus. I must admit that this is probably the first time where I've ever seen you this quiet
Don't let him
before.
cook you.
Despite all of the things things that
Don't
you've
let
ever
'em cook
boasted
ya.
about in your past, Cobras went on to then respond. So I guess Lord Reno had finally went and humbled you after all. For it makes sense since Vegeta over there is about to go and do the same to your Ultra Instinct wielding Saiyan over there, Beerus. And because of this, do you want to know what I call this, Cobras then went on to question? I call this payback for the favor that you refused to own up to, Beerus. Because both of these warriors, along with many more in your universe, will soon belong to me. But even with Beerus being shown having to ignore Cobras' words by from there on having to oversee the battle taking place before him was when Beerus then went on to continue. Goku's losing ground out there, and it doesn't look like he will be able to punch his way through by getting through to Vegeta if this continues to go on, Whis. And furthermore, I will have no other choice than to step in if Cobras decides to try and take Broly and Goku as an extension like he did with Vegeta. As Whis went on to then respond, well, aside from your condition, I would highly advise against that since you and I both know that destroyers can't engage in battle unless, of course, approved by the Grand Minister, to which as Goku's body was sent crashing on down and nearing them was when Whis then went on to continue, and before any action were to be taken, unless we absolutely need to, then we'll go and send Broly in to help assist Goku if needed in order for Vegeta to come to terms with what has happened to him.
Okay, I like the plan.
You can also start to sense that Vegeta is fighting with the intention to break Goku, while Goku on the other hand is fighting with the intention to stall for time, assuming of course that is because Goku doesn't want to go and destroy Vegeta, which is a problem. Which, speaking of, hello there again, Goku. Having fun out there, Whis questions? Or do you need a hand with Goku having to utter, he's a lot stronger under Lord Cobras' control than I thought he'd be, Whis, and my body just won't stop shaking from the pain, with Whis responding, well, you'd better get up fast then because he's already on the move and closing in pretty fast too. So shall I go and have Broly help you and try to subdue Vegeta then, with Goku responding, no, don't, because if Broly loses all sense of control, then it'll only make matters worse for us, and so we'll need him for later just in case things don't change with Vegeta. But I've got to continue and try to break through to him because I know that there's a part of him that is still fighting in there somewhere, to which as Vegeta and Goku are now shown locked in a test of strength, by no means was either warrior willing to give up against the other.
Get that nigga.
Vegeta then went on to respond,
you are going to kneel before Lord Cobras, Kakarot. Kneel before your new master or I will destroy you. Now do it.
I know that it's hard, but don't let this god of destruction win, Vegeta. Think about our battles along with our history, Goku then went on to plead. Think about your family and your friends here, Vegeta. We have been through so much together and have come too far to let that destroyer tear us apart. And I won't go and allow for that god of destruction to twist your mind into having you do his dirty work for him. He's using you and turning you against us, Goku continues. Just please try and open your eyes to see what he's trying to. But then it was just from out of nowhere before Goku even had the chance to finish, where Vegeta had now grabbed onto Goku's neck by then responding,
quiet, fool, for you do not know on what it is that you are talking about. Now I said kneel before Lord Cobras or die trying to stop me.
Good, good. That's the way, my Saiyan pets. Go and make that Saiyan kneel, Cobras continues. Vegeta, but please fight it. Fight through his influence over you. You've got to try. There's no use in fighting to try and save your friend, mortal, because the Vegeta whom you've come to know is already dead and gone, Cobras continues. And in his place comes a new and reborn Vegeta, one who knows his rightful place by my side as Universe 14's strongest warrior. For I have already given Vegeta far more than Beerus could have ever hoped for, Cobras continues. So why don't you just accept my offering and leave this universe and come be a part of true greatness within mine, son Goku? To which in the background, as soon as Whis was once again shown having to hold Broly back, was when Whis went on to then chime in, that's enough, Broly. Please don't make me ask you again for
man, let Broly fight, man. Let little nigga get in there.
Please remain where you are, with Goku having to then utter, Vegeta, using you. Don't let him ruin everything. What's the matter with you, Saiyan? Have you completely given yourself over to Lord Cobras without putting up a fight?
Oh, shit.
Because that is not the Vegeta that I've come to know, Beerus surprisingly went on to then shout. Your warrior spirit and your pride as a Saiyan is far stronger than his poisonous venom. So how could you have allowed for this destroyer to twist your mind and take control of you like this? You were never his student to begin with because you are mine, Beerus continues. For you are far more than just Cobras' puppet, Saiyan. The real Vegeta would have never allowed for anyone to dictate the outcome of his destiny, and so how could you of all people succumb to such manipulation? For these were not the lessons that I have taught you, nor will I have you spit in my face after all that I've done to help you reach this point, Saiyan. Remember what it was that I had told you. Remember what the power of destruction truly is, and more importantly, where it comes from. For it doesn't come from submitting to one's will, but to fight through and destroy it.
Talk your shit,
and so I refuse to accept any of this in being what fate had intended, Beerus continues. For the very Saiyan who I've trained and battled against would never succumb to such tricks so easily. And so now break free of this bondage and show this god of destruction on why you are more than worthy of being called an equal,
Break
Vegeta.
through the bondage, my brother.
Please, Vegeta, try and remember who you are and fight through his control, Goku says, as Vegeta then went on to respond.
Lord Beerus, to fight through and to remember my Saiyan pride. I could never lose myself and allow for my mind and body to be used against me, Kakarot. For I can hear you, Lord Beerus, for I am Prince Vegeta, the mightiest of my warrior race and the strongest among the last of my kind. Vegeta went on to let go of Goku by then responding, you foolish god of destruction, did you really think that you could enslave me with your poisonous venom of destruction? Well, think again, for you may be a god of destruction, but you will never be able to erase my identity. And although your venom may have clouded my mind for a brief moment, it could never extinguish the flame of my Saiyan pride, god of destruction. And so if you assumed that I'd just go and bend my knee and bow my head to serve you by going against my universe, then you have another thing coming if you think I'll allow for you to use me to destroy this universe, Destroyer. Well, this was something that I did not foresee taking place, but by the looks of it, Angel Merlith went on to then respond, and it seems as though Lord Beerus was able to help Vegeta find his resolve, and it looks as though Vegeta is starting to slowly overcome your influence, Lord Cobras. Oh, but that can't be, Cobras went on to then quickly respond. The mortal would need to be somewhat relative to my power if he thinks that he could just break free from my control over him, so that can't be right.
He built different.
But you went and made a grave mistake by attempting to use me the way you did, but surprisingly, Vegeta went on to then respond, you have unwittingly reawakened the most destructive nature within my very soul, and for that, well, I should go and thank you, because you've opened my eyes to the true intended target of my wrath, which is you, god of destruction. For you nearly made me into a traitor to my own kind, and for that, I'll make sure that you pay dearly for that, whether it destroys me in the process or not, god of destruction. Oh, please, Cobras went on to then respond. What do you take me here for, Saiyan? You'd be besides yourself to assume that you'd be any sort of match for what? As it was from out of nowhere within that very moment, as Vegeta was now beginning to channel his inner power, and from that point having to further draw out Cobras' venom from within Vegeta's body, was when Whis then went on to respond, oh, and there it is. I knew that there was still a part of Vegeta that was alive and fighting from within, and so now that he understands the gravity of what Lord Cobras has done, it's time for him to finally break free, with Goku having to respond, I knew that you could do it, Vegeta. That's the way. And well, now that Vegeta's power is rising far above what it was before Whis went on to then continue, and assuming of course that it's due to his innate rage towards Lord Cobras for doing what he just did, and I think it's safe to say that we haven't seen the last of Vegeta's battle with Lord Cobras just yet, with Cobras having to respond, respond, "No, but that shouldn't be possible for any mortal to go and do, especially since he is the first to ever be shown overcoming my venom of destruction. I should have known that."
Hey, Cobras, that's fucking Vegeta, nigga.
If I knew then on what I see now, then I would have erased this creature the moment we started fighting. To which moments later now, with Ultra Ego Vegeta finally shown having to come back to his own in holding out a ball of destruction energy that also happens to possess the venom of destruction that Cobras had instilled within him, was when Vegeta then went on to respond, "You almost had me there, God of Destruction, but you failed.
Yeah.
You thought that you could manipulate me and use me as your tool of destruction, did you? But the only thing that you managed to succeed in was sharpening my resolve and reminding me of my potential. And so can you feel it, God of Destruction? That's the feeling of pain that will soon be making its way towards you in a matter of moments," Vegeta continues. "And now that I think about it, I am going to enjoy these next few moments with you far more than I did previously, especially now that I can see on what you intended on doing with me, Destroyer." "Hey, Vegeta, wait," Goku then went on to quickly butt in. "I don't think it'll be a good idea to go and face that God of Destruction alone like this, Vegeta, because, well, who's to say that what just happened with you won't happen again if he tries to control you like how he did before, so please just let us go and help you," with Vegeta quickly responding, "Over my dead body,
nigga, that's fucking Vegeta, he got this.
You will remain where you are, for this God of Destruction is mine, because now this is far more personal between us, so whether I crush him in the process or I'm destroyed in battle, do not intervene, for I'll go and show him what it means for a Saiyan to harness the ultimate power of a god."
I like
with Cobras
shit.
responding, "You'd be a fool to go and challenge me again, because this time I don't intend on keeping you around much longer like I did before, for your destroyer power is nothing compared to mine, and so your resolve simply isn't as great as you thought that it was, and so I will give you one last chance to bow your head and kneel, because if you don't, then you will be destroyed, Vegeta," with Vegeta responding, "Ah yes, now that's the spirit, God of Destruction, and because I refuse to submit to your very will, why don't we go and see if your comments hold true and find out which one of us is truly the superior being and finish what was already started when you got here, cause I'm ready. And now that I am able to see firsthand on what you're like in battle," Vegeta continues, "this time I can promise you that you won't be so lucky to go and do what you did to me like that again," as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen gods of destruction, the Universe 14 Saga manga chapter number 9 semi-finale then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here as
I ain't gonna lie, boy. No, I'm really cooking on this one. I like shit. Really scary, man. That nigga Vegeta. We gotta cook that nigga Vegeta. He try to take over your body, son. He take over your body. You try to kill Goku, nigga. Like, nah, so you gotta cook that nigga. Anyway, that was a great story. If you want to watch the last chapter, it'll be right here. You want to watch another What If, it'll be right here. And you know what I'm saying? I'll catch you next time. Peace.